We are dissecting the most significant infrastructure agreement in recent AI history, the strategic partnership between AWS and OpenAI, announced on November 3rd, 2025. This agreement is foundational, valued at $38 billion over 7 years. This transaction signals a fundamental shift in AI infrastructure and the new calculus required for compute diversification. So, why are AWS and OpenAI signing this? Let's get started. The 38 billion commitment represents a critical juncture in the global competition for AI infrastructure. We have four key strategic findings. First, this deal officially dismantles the effective compute exclusivity previously held by Microsoft Azure. Second, for OpenAI, this is a massive diversification maneuver designed to ensure the stability and resilience of its supply chain against its burgeoning infrastructure liabilities, which collectively exceed $610 billion. Third, for AWS, securing this high value long term workload immediately validates its capability to provision immense AI supercomputing clusters. This directly challenges the narrative that Azure and Oracle were the only exascale capable providers. Finally, OpenAI's prioritization of the latest Blackwell generation chips, the GB200s and the GB300s, reconfirms NVIDIA's ongoing dominance in high performance computing. Let's look at the core of the transaction. The commitment is valued at 38 billion, structured as a multi-year strategic agreement. Analysts anticipate that this partnership will span about 7 years, providing a predictable and high volume revenue stream for AWS. The payment model suggests a conventional cloud consumption structure where OpenAI is compensating AWS immediately for compute services. Crucially, the agreement explicitly allows for continued growth beyond the initial 38 billion commitment, securing flexible scaling capacity for OpenAI into 2027 and beyond, protecting their future development cycles. The partnership is defined by an extreme sense of operational urgency, which we call the velocity imperative. OpenAI will immediately commence utilization of AWS compute resources. The goal is aggressive, to have all contracted capacity fully deployed before the end of 2026. This stringent 2 year deployment window requires the delivery of hundreds of thousands of state of the art NVIDIA GPUs. This aggressive timeline suggests strongly that OpenAI was facing a critical near term supply constraint not fully resolved by existing vendors. For OpenAI, the strategic priority here is clearly the velocity of innovation. The deal is definitive evidence of OpenAI's transition to a multi cloud strategy. It was made possible by the recent negotiation and waiving of Microsoft's Right of First Refusal, or RFR. This RFR, or the rights of first refusal, had been the primary obstacle preventing contracts with Microsoft's rivals. Its removal instantly commoditized hyperscaler compute supply for OpenAI, allowing them to leverage competition between AWS, Oracle, and Azure. Reliance on a single provider introduces intolerable operational risks, including network outages or supply chain concentration. By adding AWS, OpenAI securely diversifies compute resources globally, enabling international expansion and easing dependency pressure. To truly appreciate the 38 billion AWS deal, we must contextualize it within OpenAI's colossal capital expenditure. OpenAI's total known cloud infrastructure commitments now exceed $610 billion. As you can see, this massive commitment to Oracle cloud infrastructure at 300 billion and Microsoft Azure at 250 billion. The new AWS deal is 38 billion alongside a commitment to specialized provider CoreWeave at 22.4 billion. The phenomenal capital expenditure underscores the necessity of achieving high annual revenue currently at around 12 billion annualized just to service those colossal infrastructure liabilities and sustain aggressive growth. The technical foundations of this deal hinges on high performance networking and silicon. The core computational power is centered on hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA GB200s and GB300s. OpenAI's explicit selection confirms deep reliance on the NVIDIA ecosystem, including the CUDA software stack, for generating competitive advantage through accelerated training cycles. AWS is leveraging its proprietary Amazon EC2 UltraServers. The primary technical challenge, interconnection, is addressed by clustering the GPUs on the same network to ensure low latency performance, which is critical for foundation training model and relies on massive parallelism. Beyond the core GPU training, a critical technical provision is the flexibility to expand capacity to include tens of millions of CPUs. This provision signals a key strategic shift towards scaling agentic workloads. While GPUs handle core LLM training and heavy inference, CPUs are essential for auxiliary tasks. This includes orchestration, complex reasoning chains, context management, and retrieval augmented generation or RAG processes. The massive CPU allocation confirms that high volume, cost effective inference for highly complex next generational AI agents is projected to be a massive future market for OpenAI. This partnership instantly recalibrates the balance of power. For Microsoft Azure, the loss of the RFR or the right of first refusal and the material AWS deal is a symbolic and functional setback. Azure's relationship with OpenAI has transitioned from effective exclusivity to competitive procurement. Microsoft must now fight alongside AWS and Oracle to secure OpenAI's future workload expansion. For AWS, securing this workload is a massive victory. It validates AWS's ability to build and operate enormous AI networks securely, reliably, and at exascale scale. It serves as a powerful demonstration that AWS possesses the necessary high performance networking capabilities to rival Azure and Oracle for other major AI contracts. AWS is strategically managing a dual client strategy to hedge against market shifts. On one hand, the OpenAI commitment is NVIDIA centric, focused purely on immediate performance and scale using GB200 and GB300 GPUs. This secures market share. On the other hand, AWS is deeply partnering with Anthropic, who has committed to using AWS proprietary custom silicon, Trainium, and Inferentia. This Anthropic strategy validates AWS proprietary chip roadmap and ensures long-term margin benefits and platform lock-in. AWS is prioritizing market share by offering the client the best available silicon, NVIDIA, while simultaneously pursuing proprietary leadership through custom chips. Despite the success of the deal, several long-term risks persist. First, there is a risk of technological obsolescence. The cloud industry is projected to invest over 325 billion in AI infrastructure this year alone. This creates a genuine risk that dedicated infrastructure could face significant obsolescence before the 7-year term is complete. Second, we must closely monitor the competitive shift in silicon adoption. If AWS custom chips like Trainium achieve parity, OpenAI may face pressure post 2027 to adopt them to optimize costs. Finally, future analysis must track how this massive 38 billion capacity translates directly into tangible product enhancements that justify the colossal operational expenditure. To conclude, the AWS OpenAI deal is a seminal event. It clarifies that resilience, performance, and aggressive capital deployments are paramount in the AI ecosystem. OpenAI achieved essential compute diversification, reducing dependency risk. This allows the leadership to pivot resources towards core R&D, feature deployment, and monetization efforts. AWS has solidified its position as a co-equal leader in the AI infra triad, validating its engineering reputation for deploying sophisticated supercomputing clusters. The long-term success of this partnership hinges on AWS delivering the capacity by the end of 2026 and both companies strategically managing the competitive landscape, particularly the challenges presented by proprietary silicon. With that, we come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Please support our work by joining us as a member. And we sincerely hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun show. Thank you for watching.